What's up, my homies? Welcome back to Kirk Anthony Home Fitness. Today we are going to go over the best push-up tips I can ever give you. Just kidding. I'm going to go over the top 5 worst push-up mistakes you can ever make for your health and fitness, and you're never going to see results. If you look like this while doing push-ups, you're the vast majority. Most people look like a complete piece of crap while they're doing push-ups because they have never been taught how to do a push-up properly. Just like, oh yeah, you just bend your arms and you get into this kind of plank position thing and it all works out. No, it's much harder than that, but let's get into it. The top 5 push-up mistakes. If you can fix these things, guys, you're gonna increase your strength massively, and you're gonna increase your core strength on top of that too. All right, so we got to go over what a push-up is first before we can point out the mistakes. So you can see at this top position here, you have a nice activated core, slightly rounded back, shoulders over the wrist or slightly in front of the wrist. Maintain your core position as you go down to the floor, and full extension of the elbow at the top. My head is a little bit cranked here, that's okay, but you can also keep your chin down, but notice my knees weren't bending until the very end when I was finished. So nice straight plank position. All right. So mistake number 1, improper hand placement. This leads to a lot of bad things going on. First of all, when you have your hands that wide, it puts a lot of unnecessary stress at the front of your shoulder, also known as your anterior delts. And it places a lot of the pressure away from the triceps, more so on the chest, and more so on, like I said, the front part of your shoulder. But here we go. I'm going to attack it better. So my hands are directly underneath my shoulders. That's where you want to be. And from there, it's just a lot easier to keep your elbows in, but that's another mistake I'm getting into here shortly. Mistake number 2 is inadequate core activation. Most people have a real soft, loosey-goosey core when it comes to push-ups for one of 2 reasons. Either their arms aren't strong enough to push them up, so they compensate at the core, or they just don't know how to engage their core muscles to stabilize the spine during the movement. But you can see my core is very stable and not sinking the hips down during the push-up, and that is what you're looking for. So mistake number 3 is the elbow flare, which I mentioned earlier. It's not always a result of bad hand placement. As you can see, my hands are directly underneath my shoulders, but what's going on here is that I'm not activating my lats, which are my large back muscles. So my lats often in a push-up help, turn my elbows backward, and that keeps my elbows close to my body, which allows me to hit the triceps a lot better. Okay, no lats, no triceps when it comes to a push-up. Mistake number 4, partial range of motion. This is one of the biggest errors you're going to see on a push-up. Okay, I'm doing a good job at locking out my elbows, but I was barely going down to the floor. So you want to maximize your range of motion, so you hit all the muscle groups in the natural range of motion that you have them. Okay, so here's the other end of the spectrum. I'm at the floor, but I'm never coming all the way up. You see that all the time as well. Yep, that's what you look like if you never come up from the floor. Okay, don't look like that. I'm starting to get tired at this point in the video because it's just one long stream of film. I never rested. Just checking my notes before I get into the last and big mistake of your push-ups, which is incorrect feet and head placement. So a lot of people keep their feet really, really wide. The only way you would ever want to do that is maybe as like a 1-arm push-up. That's a different skill altogether. But a 2-arm push-up, you want to keep your feet together. It keeps your core tighter. It keeps everything more stable. It keeps your hips more stable. But when you have them wider as well, it shortens the lever arm and makes the movement significantly easier. It's like a modified push-up. Okay. Make sure you have your head or your chin tucked backwards, and you don't want your chin hitting the ground first. You want to tuck it back. But that's it, guys. Those are the top 5 push-up mistakes. I hope you fix all of them. Most of you have them, okay? They're only going to get better if you work on them. But that's it, guys. Have a good one. Peace.